Hey babe, um, it's 11:13 p.m. my time, so 2:13 a.m. your time. Um, as you can probably tell, I fell asleep, but I woke up and it's still not really that late. Yeah, woke up pretty tired, um, and now I'm making a video. Pretty thirsty, so I have to make this video. I'm gonna go get something to drink. Um, let's see. Today I just woke up early, got ready for work, talked to you for a little while, and then went to work. Then came home and watched the World Series and talked to you. Um, Nothing super interesting happened at work except this 60-year-old lady was like asking me what would go like with her outfit, and I was just like, I don't know. And then she would be like, what about this? I was like, yeah. And then she'd find something else, and I'd be like, yeah. And then she just like had to be the center of attention, I guess, at the dressing room. And so she wasn't like wearing anything revealing. She was wearing this paratrooper costume where it's like camo from head to toe with like a parachute looking thing on the back. And so she was just like standing outside of the room in that, talking to people in line, waiting for them to try on their costumes. And all the dads there, like she's like 60 years old or whatever, but she was like huge upstairs, I guess. And so she was like trying to figure out how to put on this like parachute looking like vest strap thing. And so I just like showed her the picture on the bag, and I was like, it's like this. And then like there was like a dad whose wife wasn't around, and he was just like, oh, I can help you. It was like all involved, and like came off as super desperate, you know. It was just pathetic to see, but hell, I mean, she wasn't asking me, which I wasn't gonna help her, so I don't care. This dude wants to make himself look desperate in front of everyone by like, oh my gosh, this girl is giving me attention, and it's not my wife. How exciting. Whatever, dude, she's 60, so thought it was weird. And this girl, Isabella, who's like 16 or 17, that works there, she was working in the dressing room with me, and she's super quiet, but it was funny because like this guy was like all interested in the 60-year-old lady, and then we were both kind of just like, whatever, you know. Um, but yeah. know what else to talk about. Not sure. Yeah, Nate and I talked about Magic the Gathering today, but he's still an asshole. Even if he does currently play a game that I used to play. But, so I was asking him about it. He's like, oh yeah, I play Magic, and actually I'm like one of the best in the state. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, I just didn't think about it. He has to be one of those people where it's like, oh yeah, that thing that you're interested in, I'm actually like one of the best at it. Like no matter what it is. So he's apparently one of the best Magic the Gathering players in the state. I was like, congratulations, you're one of the best for a card game. Well, when it comes to sport, like bowling, in the state, I am right there. I am the best. That's what state championships mean, because I have 2 of them. And one of them is an all-around state champion, which means out of everybody, I am the best. So, I mean, congrats on him on being one of the best in a card game. Well, I mean, this is a sport, and I'm the best in the state at it. But yeah, so I don't know, try not to try not to sound cocky, but it's just a statement that I guess can be said, because I mean, in his case, it's just what he believes. He believes he's one of the best in the state or whatever. But I have physical objects that you can read that says, "Hey, you're the best in the state at this sport." So, but yeah, so I mean, there's like a physical website with an archive of past state champions in the state of Arizona, and it has my name in it. And it's interesting because I moved here in 2004, and that's when I started bowling, and I didn't go to the state championships until 2006. I have a patch on a shirt from when I went that year, and it was like a 130 average bowler or something like that, and obviously, just completely sucked, just a total, waste of time and money in terms of success in the tournament. I mean, it was a really fun experience. I still remember it. And so it's usually always held in Tucson. And so my parents then, it was, yeah, my parents and then Kim and I, we got a hotel room, and so we stayed there for 2 days because state is, a weekend thing. One day is gonna be singles and doubles, and the next day is gonna be um, team event, and then they just automatically um, put all of your scores together, and then put that in a separate category, which is all around. And so I'm not even sure like what place I was in different areas. I guess I might be able to go back and look in the archives. I'll see how far back they go. But yeah, it was just this tournament that I did like super shitty in 2006, and I kept bowling obviously, and I won a league championship in 2010, 2011, and 2012, and and then I was like, my parents were able to afford for me to go to state again in 2012. I was talking to my dad about it in 2011, but he's like, I can't, we can't afford it this year to stay in the hotel and the gas there and all that stuff, but we'll do it next year. So I was like, okay, so next year, 2012 rolls around, and we end up going, and so we're able to afford it by Matt and his dad going, which was my teammate, and so it virtually made it half the cost for both me and Matt, by splitting a room, and so we were both able to go that way, and it was my dad and I and Matt and his dad shared a room, and we were doubles partners, and then we were on the same team in the tournament along with two other people that had was in our league, but we didn't normally bowl with them, but we were just put on their team, and so um, I had bowling success up until that point, obviously winning 3 league championships in 3 years, um, and so I was at this tournament, and I wanted to do really good, and I went into this thing thinking like, I've never really been at that level of competitiveness in the sport previously. Excuse me. Obviously, I had bowled good. My high game up until that point was the same it is now, 277. I've had hundreds of 200 games. No 300 game. Still no 7 or 800 series. Still, which isn't really saying a whole lot about myself. But I only did bowl like 1 day a week, and that was it. So since 2012. Um, so anyway, I never really saw myself at that level of competitiveness in bowling. I didn't think I was going to do that good in this tournament. I was hoping to. I was hoping, that I could. I knew that, I was a good bowler, and I knew that Matt is a good bowler. So I thought maybe we'd have a shot at a state championship in doubles, um, and that would be like like we were probably the favorite in that category, but I was just I don't know what I still would have considered a success had I not won 2 state championships and then placed third in the other 2 categories. I'm not sure what I would have considered um, a successful state championship, but yeah. So I mean, the first day was team event, and then the next day was singles and doubles. So we bowled 3 games the first day, then 6 games the following day, and so we got there, and I think we ended up spending 2 nights there. We spent an extra day the first day just going and hanging out, going out to eat, and then going to a local real wood bowling alley to try it out. Because bowling alleys now are all synthetic, like the lanes are made out of plastic, where obviously prior to probably the early 90s they were made out of real wood, and it's very rare that, real wood lanes are still around. And so there was, one in Tucson, which I think is the only one in the state. But I might be wrong about that. But so we went, a day earlier than, obviously we're not just gonna show up on the first day of bowling because it's like early in the morning. But so we show up, and so we went bowling in the real wood lanes, and so I had a 258 game on real wood that night, and then the next day, my first game was a 199, and then I had a 151, and then a 255 the very next game. So my next game was like 100 pins difference, but in the right direction. And so I was really upset at myself with a 151 game because I think 6 or 7 straight frames I left a 10 pin, and for right-handed bowlers it's the hardest one to make, and I missed probably all of them but one, I think. If not, I missed all of them, and I just couldn't make that adjustment after missing the first one to make to make another one. I just couldn't figure it out. I would move left, and I'd try to shoot it more straight across, and then it would go to the right of it, and then I would move back to the right and try to shoot it, and it would curve just in front of it. So I just kept missing it, and that was like making me so mad. I was cussing up a storm, out there. And the very next game, I had a 255, I think it was, and had like 8 strikes in a row, and I shot low sixes for that series, 6-0 something, and I thought like a low 600 series, averaging 2-0 something. I didn't think that it would really do me or my team any good. I went into the tournament with a 179 average, so I had like 27 pins handicap per game. So it ended up being like an extra 81 pins at the end. So I had a 6-0 something series, so I ended up having like a 680 something series with my handicap included. And everyone in the tournament has handicap. People closer to 200 average isn't going to have any handicap. People, lower average than me going into the tournament is going to have going to have more handicap. If you're like a 100 average bowler, you're probably going to have 99 pins of handicap per game. So you're going to get almost like 300 pins of handicap extra at the end. So if someone with like a 100 average bowler averaged 200 every game for the tournament, they would have won the whole thing, So, so I went in with a 179 average, and so I was about like 27 pins of handicap. It's not exactly 200. The closer you are to 200, the closer that your average and handicap is going to be to actually being 200. If you're a 199 average bowler, you're not going to have 1 pin of handicap to equal 200, because your handicap is based off of 90% of 200. So if you're a 199 average bowler, you can have 0 pins of handicap. If you're 198, you'll probably have 0 also. If you're 197, you might have 1 pin of handicap. So it's 90% of 200, not exactly, 200. But anyway, yeah, so I went in with a 179 average. At that point, I was probably mid 180s in terms of what I actually am bowling wise. But so I went in there with an average that was like 5-6 pins lower than what it really is, which isn't a huge difference, but so I went in, so I shot low sixes the first series with my handicap. It ended up being 680 something, and then the next day, I didn't think that was good enough to win the tournament. I thought maybe I'd have to shoot 700 or close to 800 in order to win anything in this tournament, which, me shooting low sixes, I was like, well, I do better in, league, for the most part, on just a regular Saturday morning bowling than, shooting 6-0 something. I mean, it's really not that spectacular of a series. And then the Matt shot like low sevens that series, and then the other 2 bowlers on the team weren't, super great, so they gave the team a lot of handicap, which was nice, because we got virtually no handicap at all from Matt, and then the next day it was singles and doubles, and those doubles first, and I had like a 630 series that one, and I still didn't think that was good enough to really win anything, to put myself above the hundreds of bowlers that joined this tournament over these 2 days. And not only was it, those 2 days, but also for people that like couldn't make it those 2 days specifically, people were allowed to come like the next weekend and make it up. Um, and so then I had to put into account all the people that, you know, that were showing up that following weekend to make it up. And I knew some of the names that were going to be doing that, who are pretty good bowlers. And so I was like, well, I may be better than these people, you know, on paper, but I mean, they can just come in, and I know that they can have really big days in a league because I bowl with these people, and they can take the whole thing if they just have a really good day. And so I bowled like 630 something in league. Again, coming in with a 179 average, I'm averaging 210 for this series. Which is quite a bit above my average. And then the first series, the team thing, I averaged 2-0 something, which again is quite a bit above my entering average. It's like 20 mid, it was like 25, 26 pins above my entering average that first series. The second series, I averaged like 210 for that series, which is like 40 pins, 40 pins above my entering average, which is quite a bit to average consistently that much over the course of 3 games, which is a long time. And singles came around, and I shot at a 666 series, so I averaged 222 for that series, which again is we were like mid 40s, closer to 50 pins of your average per game. That for those 3 games, and I thought maybe I might have a chance to take singles, but I might be like top 10 at least, which I was like, that would be cool because then I can be like, I'm the top 10 bowler in the state and stuff like that. And my dad was like, wow, you bowled really good, you might have a shot. And Matt's dad was like, yeah, I mean, you bowl good, but I don't think that you're gonna win anything. I think you have to bowl like a 700 series with the amount of handicap that you have in order to take anything. So he's like, I might, maybe if you're lucky, you get like top 3 or something, but I don't think that's the case. You might be able to get top 10, but we'll see. And so I was like, oh, well, I wasn't really thinking too highly of it in terms of what I might place then, but so I was kind of disappointed in that regard, but I was still happy because like I came in and I bowled a lot better than I expected, under the pressure of bowling in a state tournament, around all of those people, just the level of competition, just performing in a playoff setting, it's nerve-wracking, and then especially when it's just you out there, and you're bowling against everyone else there. It's 1 versus 300, and so I had to wait like 3 weeks in order for the results to be posted online, and I'll check it every single day, and I'll be like, and I'll post it, I want to hurry up and be posted, and I saw that they were posted, and then so I didn't look at them until like my parents were home and Kim was there and stuff, so I opened, the first one, which was the team one, and I was looking at, first place, and I was like, and there was my name and Matt's name and my two, other teammates' names. And I was like, wow, I just, I won a state championship. This is crazy. And I was just like super thrilled that that I would win a state championship. And I didn't think I was capable of bowling at the level that I did, consistently under that much pressure, and to prove to myself that, hey, you can do this, and you are clutch, when it comes to bowling. And then I saw that I got third place in doubles, which was like, okay, oh wow, top three. They give out trophies to the first 3 or 4 spots, something like that. So I was like, okay, well, I'm getting another trophy. And then it came down to singles, and I was like, crossed my fingers, and I got third place in singles, even though I averaged 222. With handicap, it is a handicap tournament, and everyone is susceptible to have handicap, but some people without handicap just beat me and someone else, just scratch, which is without needing handicap. So they took that one. I knew that if I wanted to win singles, it probably would have needed like a 7 to 725 series, which is probably what, a little bit more than what these people ended up having. So, but, third place for that, I was like, wow, okay, I've got 3 trophies or whatever. And then went to all around, and then saw my name at the top of the list, number 1, best overall in, and just winning a state championship for all around. I won one for team. I have to share. And I'm like, okay, this wouldn't be possible without, these 3 other people. But to win a state championship in all around, to know that I did this all by myself, and I'm the best in the state, and this specific state championship proves that. And it was just crazy because, I know people win state championships in high school for their, different sports, and I was like, wow, that'd be really cool to win a state championship. I always thought that, and now, even though it wasn't school related, I still have 2 state championships in a sport, and to go to a state championship in 2 different sports, and to have a lot of success in one of them at least, but just making it in the other, the other sport, being at 2 state championships in 2 different sports, it was, it's pretty cool. And so, yeah, I don't know what the point of this whole story was. Me ranting for over half an hour about bowling. I'm pretty sure you're like wanting this video to be over. I'm just kidding. No, but so hopefully I'm not like boring you with bowling talk. But I'm not trying to make this video like all about me, look what I've accomplished, but just wanted to share with you just my thought process behind my state championships, something that means a lot to me, as lame as that might sound, because other bowlers, people are like, wow, that person, like, if I were to bowl against them, like, I would have no chance. And it seemed like everyone else was getting that sort of reputation, except for me. And I was sort of wondering, okay, why not me? Like, why am I not that feared? competitor, and and I don't know what it is about me to where in sports and just in life in general, people are just like, you know, people just like sort of look at me, I guess, and are like, there's nothing really that special about that person, which, is fine, I guess, to be underestimated. I'd rather be underestimated than overestimated, um, 'cause, underestimating someone is, you know, is scary, but overestimating someone is, I guess, sort of idiotic. Um, but yeah, I don't know if people after that, and then I think like 3 weeks later, I won a gold medal in Grand Canyon State Games. Um, so in 2012, I won my third league championship, 2 state championships, and a Grand Canyon State Games gold medal, um, all in like 2 months. Um, but so I don't know if after that point people were just like, I don't know if they feared me as a competitor, sort of like what I was hoping. I don't know. But you know, parents bragging, about the kids how good they are, and maybe it's that bragging that makes people like fear their kids in terms of being competitors or whatever. And you know, my dad and I didn't, you know, my dad and I didn't spread the word about me, like propaganda like that, like, oh yeah, how Eric's doing this and Eric's doing that or whatever. In these other people's defenses, I thought it was really cool that their parents would be super dedicated to them being in a sport to where they would take them traveling to different states to bowl in JVT tournaments and go to tournaments in different states and really get the most out of youth bowling while they had the chance. And I wasn't able to do that because my parents didn't have the money, and also I guess I just didn't really have parents that were really invested in the sport and into me competing in the sport as these other kids. And so, but but in terms of these parents, bragging about their kids and sort of looking down on me, maybe because I didn't have enough money as them, and I haven't bowled in the same amount of tournaments that their kids have, and them thinking that I'd be, you know, that their kids would have an easy win over me or something like that. And at the end of the day, all of those parents, I beat all of your kids. Sounds really weird, um, but at the end of the day, I'm better, and it's not just that I'm better than your kids at bowling. It's I'm the best at bowling, and that sounds lame because it's such like a non-athletic sport. If that makes sense, tons of bowlers are like overweight, and the sport itself, in terms of like professional athletes, doing this professionally, is failing. It's just like professional bowlers are a joke. They're not even real athletes, and so all of that stuff. But I was probably like the most in shape bowler of any tournament that I was in. Um, but yeah, I mean, regardless, it's still a sport. It's like, I don't think tennis is really a sport. I think that shit is super fucking lame. Just like lacrosse, I don't really see how that's a sport. But if people, win state championships in that sport, congratulations, you have proved yourself to be the best in that sport. And whereas it might not be the toughest sport in terms of technique, sort of like bowling, or the toughest in terms of like physical endurance or something like that, like wrestling or cross country or football or basketball or something like that. It's not on the same level in terms of that as either. It's sort of like golf in a way. You got to make a lot of little adjustments, and you got to be accurate, and you have to be consistent in order to win. And so some might be super lame, state championship bowler or whatever it might come across as lame, but it's still a sport, and when it comes to competing in it, that this is where sports is really the only area that I'm really confident in terms of myself, and so yeah, just not trying to come across as cocky, obviously, but I can say that in this sport, in this state, I'm the best, and so I'm not really sure what the whole point of this rant was. That's now over 40 minutes, but I think I was just like thinking of the things throughout the day after Nate had told me that he's like, I'm one of the best in the state at this card game. And just all like, oh, you're asking about something that, like, you seem interested in something that I do. Oh, yeah, you used to do it, like, you used to play it too. Yeah, well, I'm the best. I'm one of the best. I guess I'll let you. But yeah, that's sort of like the whole point of that rant. This video is over 43 minutes long. See, I have to do the dishes. Hopefully there's not a lot. And I'm also thirsty. I wish we had juice. Bootsy keeps like fucking walking under my desk, tangling herself around my feet. It's so annoying. Just hate it when cats do that. Just stay away from my feet. I'm sitting here to be left alone. Like, don't try to get me to pet you by, wagging your tail and stuff against my legs. I'll just like sweep my feet across the back of the legs to get them to like move. They're like, no. I don't know, it's weird. I was just like, it's like literally like a pet peeve of mine that my pets do that like pisses me off. You know, it's just like, leave me alone. I'm sitting at my desk for a reason. If I wanted to pet you, it would be like on my bed or something. Like, don't like go in between my legs and like shake your butt against my foot and try to get me to pet you or something like that. Just no, move along. Just glide my foot against the back of their legs. Which is like, yeah, Junior. And so, yeah, it's almost midnight here. Video is 45 minutes long. I'm not sure what the previous record as far as like length of video that I've made you, but I've probably passed it by now. Hopefully you're not thinking like, holy shit, I wish this video would end. I don't think you are, because you're cute. But I'm getting kind of hyper. I don't know why, I'm still pretty tired, but I don't think I will be able to fall asleep. Probably not for a couple more hours, which is okay. I mean, I don't work. I don't work tomorrow. I do work all day Halloween. Maybe. I want to show up, get paid for some of the day, but I still want to get home at a decent hour so I can enjoy the holiday. Okay, so yes, people work 9 to 5. Okay, I work from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah, so people work 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. Nate was like, people get off work at 5, so I might get really busy from like 5 to 8. And I'm like, 8 o'clock. I'm like, people aren't going to be in here looking for Halloween stuff at 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. At least I don't think so. Because like it starts getting dark at 5:30, 6 o'clock. People are going to be trick-or-treating. People are probably going to start trick-or-treating at like 5:30. At least they do in my neighborhood. And then it's like dead. Like no one, like by 9. You know, it's 5:30 to 9. Just 3.5 hours of trick-or-treaters, and then it gets too dark and people don't really go out anymore. And so he was just like, it could get really busy from like 5 to 8 and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, who the hell is going to be out like that late on Halloween? Is it going to be busy technically today because it just hit midnight on the 30th? Hell yeah. I worked the day before Halloween for Spirit last year, and it was super busy. So is it going to be, busy today? Thankfully I don't work. Hell yeah, it's going to be super busy. But in terms of on Halloween itself, I don't know because I didn't work on Halloween last year. But, I mean, noon to 4. Can I see it being really busy? Sure. Even though people are in, at work or whatever. But if you work 9 to 5, and you don't have a costume, you should have figured it out then, because it's way too late. There's no costume unless you work 9 to 5 and you're only getting a costume for a party you're going to at 11 or something. Sure, it's probably the case for some people, but they're gonna have 9 people working there at one time. On Halloween, and the sales goal that day is $18,000 or something like that, which is pretty high, but I don't know. I want to get some hours in and not quit. That way I can still come back and work on the 1st for a few hours and then be done. But like, and I know it's just a holiday and I'm an adult and I shouldn't care about the holiday, but I want to do Halloween type stuff with my family, you know, and like be there when people come to the door and just hang out with my family, go trick or treating and stuff. I don't really trick or treat. I just like, put on my costume and like stand in my front yard. But but irregardless, like you don't need 9 people working at one time. Um, and and yeah, so if it's like 5, 6 o'clock, probably 6 o'clock, and there's like no one in there, I know Gene's gonna be there because he gets there I think like 2 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. or something. Why the store is even open until 10 is ridiculously stupid. But just I don't know. I don't know if I would even bring it up to Gene if it's like 6 o'clock and it's super dead there or whatever, and just be like, you know, like there's no one here. Like, I'd like to go home and spend it with my family. I'm sure other people would also, but like, I don't know. Or I can just leave and be like, look, it's dead here. I'm going. Like, I'm leaving. And yeah, they'll probably fire me, and I wouldn't work, the first day. So, in order to not have like a firing on my record, I'd have to just quit. But yeah, I mean, working Halloween and then the first, I'm making like $134 or something like that for both of those days, which would be nice because I mean that in itself would help pay for Christmas stuff a lot. So I might just obviously just have to work the full 9 hours on Halloween and just hope there's still some sort of stuff going on when I get home at like 9. So hopefully there's still stuff going on. But anyway, this video is over 50 minutes now, so obviously a new record for the longest video that I've made. Can't imagine how long it's gonna take in order for it to like load so that I can upload the video to YouTube. We'll see. It's probably gonna take a while, probably like half an hour. But I hope you have a good Thursday. Day before Halloween. It's probably like a day or a name for that day. It's like All Hallows Eve or something like that. I don't know, maybe. But so if it is All Hallows Eve, enjoy your All Hallows Eve. And may the dead bless you with a deceased roommate. Not like bless you with one where she's deceased and is still your roommate, is now a zombie, because I think a zombie horror of a roommate would be worse than a live horror of a roommate now. So I wouldn't want the situation to get any worse. But hopefully they just bless you in the fact that your roommate dies and no longer have a roommate. So that would always be super awesome. But yeah, so hopefully you can figure out the whole group assignment workload situation we were talking about earlier, and hopefully people pull their weight and maybe just tell this specific person that, hey, you know, me and this girl Jennifer or whatever her name is, you know, we're pulling our weight and you're not, and so you need to, um, you know, because it's not fair for her and I that we're doing the work and you're getting, you know, credit for it and not having to do anything. Like, this is a group project, we all have to participate in some way, and just be like, you know, you need to do something, or when like evaluations come or something like that, then her and I aren't gonna give you a good, you know, a good grade. And shut up. I'm gonna fucking let you out, Jim. Jeez. So yeah, yeah, maybe just do that. I wore my Man of Steel shirt today like a nerd. Superman. Um, but yeah, so hopefully that gets resolved. I liked your Halloween costume for practice, and just, damn, you know, 15-year-old Savannah from the future, 2 years from now, because you're 13 still. Um, yeah, someone's playing super loud music, and it's midnight, and my mom has to work tomorrow, so I can't imagine my mom hasn't come out of the room and told them to shut it down already. I mean, I can hear that in my room, you know, so obviously, I mean, it's playing in the living room, so not really that far from my room anyway, but so if I can hear it, you know, that clearly in my room, I know that it's like echoing down that hall into my parents' room. I'm sure you can hear it on the video, but yeah, so video is like 2 minutes away from being an hour long. Um, so what I might do is just talk about something for an extra 1 minute and 55 seconds in order to get it to an hour. That way, you'll have, you know, I was gonna make like a movie reference, but I don't know of any movies that are only an hour long. So, yeah, hopefully you're not like super bored sitting at your computer for an hour watching a video. Um, Not that you would be bored watching me, and you know, that's not what I'm saying. It's just sitting and watching a video that's like not a movie or a TV show. Some people might find that just the acting itself of sitting down and watching a video for that long to be boring, which hopefully you're not like getting antsy to get up and do something else, because that's usually the case with me. Like with my classes, some of the videos they have to have us watch are like, you know, 45 minutes or something like that. Some video on YouTube about shit I don't care about, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, like I know it's only 45 minutes long, but then I'm like hoping you text me, or I'm trying to text you, or going like Instagram or Twitter or something like that while the video is going on. I'm like, oh, I can't do this for this amount of time, so hopefully you're not like getting antsy just sitting down watching this video for you know, an hour long, which will be an hour and 20 in 17 seconds now. But yeah, so I don't know, like it's gonna be an hour long video in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 hour, yay! I've actually sat down and talked in front of a camera for an hour. Um, so, like I've said before, if we end up making like, YouTube videos and stuff like that, us making videos for each other, I think it's really going to help us feel more comfortable talking into a camera. But it's just a thought of all of the people that could possibly be watching it on the other side of this lens, which can be nerve-wracking. And I was thinking about that the other day in the shower. Gonna go on like a short rant. I know that I'm already over an hour, so I'm gonna try to wrap the video up for you soon. But just in addition to just being super nervous about talking to people in public, which I still kind of am, I really got over it. My very last class at EMCC, we had to present in front of a room full of people. We didn't know. There was 50 people in this room or whatever. And out of my group, I was really the only one that knew about the project, so I felt more comfortable talking in this situation in terms of getting a good grade. And but yeah, I would just talk, and I felt it to be easy because I was talking about something that I knew about, and so I was making people laugh, and at the end, people would ask questions, and then they asked, in terms of my group, they'd ask me specifically about them, and so I'd answer them, and so I just felt really comfortable talking in front of a group of people in that sense. And I thought at that moment, as I was answering these questions and making people laugh, and I thought to myself, I was like, wow, I've really grown as a person from this class. And so I said that, in front of these people. They had asked, what do you guys, think of this class? And, in turn, how has it helped you and stuff like that. So no one was really saying anything. And they're just like, who's going to answer this question? Because it's just a generic question to all the groups. So then I just, spoke up, and I was like, this class has, helped a lot. By far one of the best classes I've ever taken. And it has really helped me personally with speaking in front of groups of people like this. Because prior to this class, I probably wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. And so, my teacher was sitting sitting down, and I was like, and for that, I want to say thank you for helping us grow as individuals in addition to teaching us this subject. And so, I just thanked her. Class might have been boring, it might have been hard work at times, it might have been stupid. I might not have liked the way that the teacher came across at times, but I can't deny that that class really helped me come out of my shell more than any other class I've ever had. And I'm not sure why that is, but I think just because the class was so small, there was so much camaraderie in the class that I knew everyone in that class pretty well. But as to those, just me being comfortable speaking in front of people, it might have gone some steps backwards. Since then, who knows? But yeah, now making these videos for you, I think it has really helped me feel comfortable talking in front of a camera. And I was never really comfortable doing that. I would go to these auditions, and the directors and the producers and stuff of these shows or movies and stuff that I was auditioning for, they'd be all, in the room, and I'd be nervous because, these are the people I need to impress right now. It's, it's, literally an example of, you know, make a good first impression, obviously. Like, this is the epitome of that saying. It's in an audition. And they would record it so that, you know, they can watch it, you know, later and go through all the auditions and stuff. And just being in front of them made me nervous, and then being on the camera, like, made me just even more nervous. I don't know why. Um, and And so when I was going to Desert Edge, the show made for. Hold on. I'm making a video. I'm busy. Fine. I can talk in a couple minutes. But, yeah, so Made from MTV came to my school, and we're doing auditions for people, and then trying to find people from Desert Edge and local other high schools in Arizona, in my area, to for a person to do an episode of Made about. And so I auditioned for that show. Obviously didn't get it, but that camera, you know, it was just one lady from MTV, and then the camera, and I just remember not really being as nervous as I used to be up until that point to be on camera. I was like 15, but I was still nervous because I'm trying to impress the people that are going to be watching this. But I just tried focusing on talking to the lady. But yeah, so like I said, I think these, us making these videos for each other will definitely help, and has helped me talk in front of a camera and not really be too nervous. Maybe I only feel not nervous because I know that you're like probably the only one that's going to be watching these videos. But if we start making like comedy videos for YouTube, I might go back to being nervous because um, I'll know that our goal is to reach as many people as possible, and just thinking about the little like millions of people that could possibly watch this video um, would probably make me nervous. But yeah, so that's about it. I mean, obviously over an hour long into this thing, and so I'm gonna end it. So hope you have a good day. Hope you feel better. Hope you slept well. Don't have any bad dreams. Really hope you're feeling better. I hope people leave you alone, and hope you have a good day at school and don't have too much homework. And if you have study hall, then I am doing that, but of course we can iron out all those details later in the day as it comes along, obviously. So, yeah, so I love you a lot, and I miss you a lot, and I will talk to you soon, babe. Love you. Bye.